Okay, people, this is my third Loksound install. It's going in my Proto 2000 S3 locomotive. It's got the Alco 529 uh, turbo prime mover sounds, and I've got it already disassembled. I got the shell off. That was a pain because the previous owner had some detail parts, some MU hoses or accessory hoses. They were metal, and I ended up breaking them getting them off, but needless to say, I may try to repair them and put them back on. So I got the shell off. It's a great shell. This is probably my favorite scheme next, even before the green and gold scheme, the black and gold Canadian National. Just love it. It's quite rare, it seems, because it didn't last very long. And anyway, so I got the DC plug off. The 8-pin plug is available. I'm going to switch out the front light with a 3mm LED that I tried to install in another locomotive. Didn't work. I'm going to put the speaker here. So I'm going to use a surface mount LED, that tiny little square right there. It's going to go right in that light pocket and shine upward to go through for the rear light. And I've got my speaker baffle already made. This is the one that didn't come with a single bottom plate for the baffle. So I made my own out of styrene. Drilled it and got the pins in there lined up, glued her all up. I just got to glue the speaker on and off we go. So there's the decoder, and it's got an 8-pin plug already. So this is probably going to be one of the easiest installs I had to do because I don't have to do any milling to the weight, just a little playing around with the wiring to get that rear light on, and yeah, I think it's going to go very well. So I'll get that finished up today and put her together, and I'll see what I can do, and hopefully it turns out well. Alright, so I'm back. I've got the Loksound Select Micro installed with the 8-pin plug. I have my 3mm LED installed in the front, and I hot glued the surface mount LED in the back into this little pocket. It's not quite facing up. I gotta test it and see. I may have to remove it and redo it. Here is the sugar cube speaker, and it's a really neat and tidy install. So I'm going to go ahead and loosely put on the shell and fire it up and see how the lighting works and check out the sound. So this was my last decoder install before the train show. This is my Alco S2 or S4. I can't remember what it was, but anyway. I got the Loksound. It's a Proto 2000 locomotive, and it was DCC ready, but was having a little difficulty with the Loksound Select with the 8-pin plug. I had it all installed, and then I couldn't get the shell on. And if you look really close, what I ended up doing was I ended up removing the 8-pin plug that was factory and like the socket for it, and hardwiring the Loksound Select Micro. Now I've got a sugar cube speaker in there as well. The shell still doesn't quite fit properly, but I'm not as concerned about that at this time. I may try to rework it again. I might be just the wire thickness over the decoder or something, or I might mill down the weight. But needless to say, when I removed the I had to remove the socket for the 8-pin plug because there's limited space and I didn't want to mill the weight. Even when I removed it, it didn't fit very well. Repeating myself here. And I noticed when I had to hardwire the decoder that I had to isolate the motor because there are some electrical pickups through the weight in the frame. So that was a big thing to isolate the motor. So anyway, we're going to start her up and see how she sounds. I'm going to change that horn. My track's dirty. Yeah, I'm going to have to change that horn. But with a few tweaks, I'm sure it'll be fine.